people to physical healers of many different kinds. So, I mean, whether they're applying, whether they're doing meditation or hypnosis or the physical art of healing, I definitely encourage my patients to the ones that are open to it, to bring that into the healing sort of pattern. Not everybody's open to it, and I mean, not all the modalities are available here in New York, but there are a lot of people who do physical healing and who work with our patients. So
yeah, I believe too that there is a certain disenchantment about the promises of positivism, and the Industrial Revolution. So that brings sometimes waves of looking into what has been left from rationalism. But at the same time, I define myself as a mystical skeptical, because I don't buy everything that is said for kind of, if you want, a new age frame of knowledge. I feel very unpleased with people coming from, not only from Peru, but from different other countries to serve the market of the interest on traditional healing or sacred plants or shamanism, And because this kind of healing that I practice is not framed and on a, if you want, college or association, and doesn't have a way of filtering what is good or bad or what is fake or right, it's so easy for anybody to be called a healer and a shaman, And that's why also I have chosen to be a non-ritualistic healer, Because it's very easy to create a nice ritual. It's very easy to make music and say words. But if the ritual doesn't have the core of the connection with the forces of life, it's just an empty, show. But for many people that come from the outside, they don't have a way to discern, to discriminate. So it's very easy for people offer ritualistic ways of healing or of self-development that many times can be only, just empty shell.
I think that in terms of winning the patient's trust and getting them to share their concerns and the whole breadth of their case, by cutting through some of the administrative complications of medicine in this country, of obtaining medical care, by being the point person, you sort of get the patient to trust you, and you get the patient to share more with you. And you also have an opportunity to learn from the case by interacting with many of the other practitioners who take care of the patient. So I think that that's part and parcel of taking care of the entire patient and learning about the patient over time.
And this brings also the concept of the duty, If I would like to go on a more bigger frame of what I do, I really believe, and I think this is a traditional belief, that life has been given to us, It doesn't, is that we don't own life. It has been given to us to become an expression of a healthy force of life with our choices, with our life, with the way we express our feelings, as contributors to the balance of this world. So the fact of us being alive implies that we have a certain duty with our gifts to give back to the balance of life. Either we are healers, or we are keepers of knowledge, or we are creators and artists, but we have to do something for the beauty of the world all the time. And the fact of feeling this duty and the desire of help, which is part of the path of a healer, the permanent reminding of that into us in a certain way brings what for me is kind of an unknown magic or energy into the process of healing. And when I have read is that correct if I say in English the Hippocratic Oath?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
That's so beautiful, Mm-hmm. And if sometimes I have kind of funny fantasized that if doctors could repeat themselves the Hippocratic Oath, a couple of times per month, mm-hmm. and try to really live and embrace their actions to see if they are really doing something that harmonizes with that.
They'd be better.
That will bring
be better
some kind of, I will not call it a meditation, but will make a certain connection that will allow this flow that we all can. I mean, I don't feel that I have anything different than anybody else. It's just that I apply my energy to follow it. But everybody has a special gift and a special way, of touching.
The thing that I sort of feel the most in my element in medicine is a complicated case where there's a lot of physical issues, but they're emotional overlay issues, and it's about teasing apart how much is one versus the other and addressing the healing to both pieces of it. So I think that's my strength. I mean, to be able to recognize the emotional overlay or underlay with certain clinical conditions. And offer hope. I always offer hope somehow. I mean, even in the most dire end stage of cases, you just do the best you can and you try to reassure the patient that you'll be there for them. You can't take away the bad news. But that's kind of the way that I compensate myself. I say, I'll take you through this. You can reach me anytime. I can't take it away. The news is still bad.
Sometimes I have had people that I have got some good results, but something was happening with the soul or the unconscious of the person that pain was so strong in their life that they already chose to go away. And even if you are helping the body and you are working with that, something has been so deep imprinted in their unconsciousness or soul, again, I don't know how to call it, that they want to depart. So it's a strange period of time in which the tide of the force of life comes and goes, and sometimes they want to go. And it has turned out that at the end my work was more about helping them go from a better place. And it was amazing moments of forgiveness and connections with a higher form of understanding on that process. And I never promise anything. I don't feel that we should try to control the flow of life. We bring what is able to happen, Sometimes we all need a little push from the outside. I'm not a believer on the self healing or the self development or the self initiation, I believe that there's a little trap in calling it like self something. There's one part that we need to do ourselves that nobody can do for us. But we are a result of external influence, of our teachers, our masters, and the love that has been given to us. So we all need to hear and to interact with others. And that's part of the entanglement of the force of life that I'm still trying to understand nowadays.